Hi, I'm Opal Mitchell. I work for the Central Arkansas Library System, and I work at the Nixon branch in Jacksonville. This is the Crafting with Opal program that I do on Thursday nights. Tonight I'm going to be doing a DIY fabric or wax fabric wraps. Yeah, that's what they're called. It's a neat thing that I saw on the internet. I've actually looked at these before to purchase them, but I wanted to see how I could make them myself because it seemed like it should be pretty easy to make. It's something that you can make and use instead of having to use saran wrap, and they're reusable, so you don't like use it and then have to throw it away type of thing. You can use them. I think the person that I looked at her website, she said you can use them about 150 times, which is about a year. And then when you're done with it, you can cut them up and put them in your compost because it's a 100% cotton, fabric that you're making it out of. So, and it's just beeswax too. That's all you're using. So you won't be putting anything in the landfill this way. So anyway, I'm going to show you how to make them. It's actually pretty easy. There's only a few things that you're going to need besides some fabric and scissors and so forth. I'm going to switch my camera around. There we go. I didn't want to work there for a second. And I'm going to show you my table here. A few things that you're going to need. I got my little directions here so I won't forget. Oh, my camera does not want to stay in place. It was slowly falling down. Alrighty. I've got my ironing board here, but if you don't want to use an ironing board, you can fold up a couple of really thick towels to put on top of your table. Because you're going to be ironing on a cookie sheet is what you're going to be doing anyway, so you don't really have to have an ironing board for that. And the towels will protect your table underneath from the heat. These are some that I've already made. You can tell they're pretty stiff. The heat from your hands is what causes them to fold and stay in place, and that's kind of how it folds up. But let me show you. I made these for a little bowl because one of my dogs, she doesn't always want to eat her food, and I feed her human grade food, and she has health issues, so sometimes she doesn't feel like eating her food. So I go through a lot of saran wrap, having to wrap her bowls up again, and put the food in the refrigerator. And like I said, the heat from your hands is what actually makes it fold over, and it holds it in place for you. I don't like this one that I made because the bowl is so small. The edges go way beyond the bowl itself, and so it's not a very good fit. So tonight with mine, I'm actually going to do round versions of these, so I won't have that issue. But I can probably use these for something else that's taller. So these won't go to you, no use at least. And this is, you always make 2 of them at a time because you're putting the beeswax in between the 2 pieces of fabric. But these were the 2 that I've already made. So besides needing some fabric, I'm just going to show you the ones that I've cut out. I cut out some round ones for this because this is such a short bowl. So I just wanted it to be at least about 1 inch around because I don't want it to, like this one, to be too long. And now that I've gotten this one too long, I really don't want to cut it again with my pinking shears because it's got wax on it and I don't want to dull my pinking shears. So like I said, I'm just going to use those for something else. So these are the ones I'm going to do tonight, and that's my bowl that I was using for an example. And this is the beeswax that I purchased online. I've actually found it on Amazon, and this one's just an pure beeswax. Is all in their little pellets. And that's really great because having the little pellets, you can sprinkle it across there whenever you're heating it up. So the main things, it's nice to have pinking shears to cut your fabric because she said that she noticed if she didn't use pinking shears that her fabric would fray even after melting the beeswax onto it. So it's a good idea to to purchase a good pair of those. And another thing we're going to need is like a cookie sheet. Just a flat one that's got some edges to it. This is mostly to catch the excess beeswax that you are putting on your fabric, to keep it from falling onto the floor. That's really the only reason why I'm using this particular one that has the edges to it. If you have one that doesn't have edges to it, just be really careful not to let it spill into the floor. It just kind of keeps it kind of neat. And you'll need an iron. But for the iron, you will need to not put water in your iron. So, and she didn't say what setting to put it on. I'm putting mine on cotton, which is one of the warmer settings. But like I said, don't put any water in the iron because you don't want it to be steaming. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to start with one of your pieces of fabric. And like I said, mine's round because it's just because the little bowl that I'm making it for, if it's square shaped, the corners go way too far past the bottom of the bowl, and you want it to go around the edges of the bowl. Alright, so there's my first piece. And then you're going to take your beeswax. And also a good idea, before you even start doing all of this, make sure that your fabric has been washed and dried. Because, you're going to be putting this on your food bowls probably. So, it's a good idea before you do this process to have your fabric cleaned. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start sprinkling the beeswax on this piece of fabric. And you're just going to try to cover it as much as possible. And try to get it all the way to the edges. I hope I have enough. I didn't anticipate how much was going to be needed for the ones I handed out supplies for this program, and I cut out some fairly large pieces of fabric for everybody else to use to make theirs, because I took a bowl that we had at work and used it as a reference to try to figure out what size piece of fabric would be a good piece for everyone to try out. Alright, so I've kind of covered all the edges, or the center and towards the edges and stuff. And then I'm going to put my other piece of fabric on top of it. That's why you want two that are the same size. Alright, and then I'm going to take my other piece of parchment, because I've got one piece of parchment paper. This is to keep it from getting stuck to the cookie sheet. And then I'm going to take this other piece of parchment paper and put it on top. And we're going to heat this up and melt the beeswax with the iron. So you're just going to apply pressure to melt it. And then kind of lift it up and move over. Don't scoot it across there, because you'll do a better job of melting it this way. And you just want to make sure that you melt. Once you kind of get the majority of it melted, then you can kind of do a little bit of scooting to smush it out a little bit more. I think I used a lot more wax this time than I did last time, which I didn't feel like my other one. I think I covered it good, but I think I really covered this one up more because I put a lot more wax. So I think I did a little more than I should have. So let it cool a little bit, and then we're going to check on it and make sure that it's completely, oh wow. Yeah, I really saturated this one. So I don't think I'm going to have any problems having any edges. I think I kind of used too much wax on mine. Yeah, I certainly did. That's why you're going to have the parchment paper to keep from making a mess. Alrighty, and you're going to let it dry. And I do not think I have any dry places because I really saturated mine. And I wasted some wax, it looks like. Quite a bit. I went a little overboard. I did a lot better on my other one. I didn't have any wax come out off the edges. But don't really grab it right off the bat because it'll be pretty hot. I'm just kind of trying to get rid of some of this excess wax. But I don't want to do that. Oh, that's even wet. Alrighty. I'm going to get some of this out of the way. I might have to smush mine again. I think I did way too much. So I need to smush some of this. I'm going to keep this wax. I'm going to put it in my bowl. And maybe use it again here in a minute. I guess because the first time I did it and it didn't seem to saturate my fabric good, I decided to try more than I did last time. And I did a little too much. I can reuse this other because it'll peel right off of here. And I'm going to do this again because mine has got too much in there and I need to get it out of the middle of it there. Make sure I get this excess out of there. Yeah, I really did. There's way too much in there, so I need to squish it out. Make sure I didn't get any on the bottom of my iron. I'm going to let that dry a little bit. Wow. I really did put too much on there. Okay. It's looking a little bit better. I guess this is what not to do. Let it dry and then I can peel some more of this off. The lady didn't talk about what to do if you use too much. Well, I thought this was going to be a really quick one. But anyway, if you had not used too much wax, like I did, you should be able to wait just a few moments for it to dry. And then you can peel the pieces apart off of there. But I'm going to have to get rid of some more of my excess wax before I can do that. Let's see. Yeah, mine's drying. I think, yeah, this one's a little bit, a little bit better. If I got some more parchment paper, maybe I could get some more of that excess wax out of there. Let's see. And I'm going to try to pull mine apart and see. Can't find the edges to peel it apart. Wait, here's an edge. Did I do? Wow. My other one was not this hard to pull apart. Then again, I used a lot more wax. Mine just peeled right apart last time. I didn't have to struggle with it. I guess this is how you know you use too much wax. Okay, there we go. And it has a very waxy feel to it, of course. Mine's still trying to dry. Let's see, move that out of the way. And then I'll show you. I'm going to see if I did a better job with this one as far as the sizing. Actually, I might have done a better job as far as putting... I don't think I had enough wax on the other one because it didn't seem to fold around my edges as well. But this one actually does. And the heat from your hands is supposed to... Yeah, that one's holding much better than... So maybe that was okay. I still need to play with this a little bit more to find the fine line between making sure I have not too much or too little wax on it. But then, yeah, that holds really good, actually. Way better than the other one. So, there you go. That's all there is to it. This one doesn't look as great. But it was the one that was underneath it. And I can flatten this back out again. Let's see. I wish I had some more of this that didn't have so much wax on it. It's in the kitchen, but I didn't bring any excess of this from work. I'll try to flatten it out. Oh, it made it all wet again. May not have been such a hot idea. Since I did that and it had wax on there. But, okay, at least it's smoothing out again for me. Alrighty. So there you go. That's all there is to it. She said now if you want to wash these to clean them, she said, I did give everyone also one of these little handouts too about how to do all of this, but at the very end I told you, this is from her website, you can wash it about 150 times, but in order to wash them in cool water by hand and then hang dry them. So, yeah, you don't want to heat them up when you're cleaning them because of the wax and stuff that's on it. And so that's it for this one. And then for March, I'm going to be showing you how to paint a superhero on the first Thursday. Let's see, where's my example? So how to paint a superhero, and this is the example of the one that I'll be doing next week on Thursday, and it's to help celebrate Will Eisner Week. And then the week after that, I'm going to do how to crochet a granny square, just the basic granny square. I don't have an example, which I think most of y'all probably should know what a granny square looks like. And then the week after that is the 18th. They're actually going to be doing a different program that night instead of Crafting with Opal. It's going to be one for the high school students and their parents about life after high school, what you're going to do. Oh, you're welcome, Terry. And then on the 25th of March, I'm going to be doing how to sew a tote bag, a very simple tote bag that It's a neat one that you can actually do it as any size tote bag you want. Once you learn how to do this one, you can make smaller ones, bigger ones with longer handles, shorter handles. It's a very versatile, easy tote bag sewing project. So that's what we'll be doing on the last Thursday in March. So I wonder if this is dry. Usually it doesn't take very long. Yeah, that's nice and dry now. Okay, and like I said, I'm not sure where else you can get the beeswax. I'm sure there's other places. I just happened to get it on Amazon. The girl that I looked at her video on how to do this, that's the particular one that she bought. She makes lip gloss, I think, and yeah, lip balm out of this anyway, and so she had some on hand already, so so she just used what she had on hand, and I think you can use this for other things, like I was looking at some projects for April, and there was one on that you could use the pure beeswax for candles, so I'm looking at that one to see if there's a little DIY candle making thing we can maybe do for April, and then also I was looking at how to do, let me think, what else was there that I was wanting to do? I'm trying to look into all these other kind of craft programs to do instead of just sewing and painting. It was, soap making. Yeah, natural soap making, like out of goat's milk. Those looked really cool, because you can buy the product, to heat it up in a bowl in the microwave, and then pour it into the little molds, silicone molds and stuff. So that looked kind of fun too. So I'm looking at some different projects for us to do. Alrighty, and that's it for tonight. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I think y'all will find that making these will be kind of fun, especially if you thought about buying them, because they're kind of expensive. The ones that I've seen that you can purchase, just different places that I've seen it, and I thought, wow, if you have fabric and the beeswax wasn't terribly expensive, and you can make quite a few of them out of a package of that beeswax. I'm trying to think how much. It was a pound, 16 ounces. I don't think it was, maybe it was $10. I don't know. It wasn't that expensive. So if you were interested in buying some of these, now you can make them. So, alrighty. Well, thanks for watching tonight, and I'll be back next Thursday doing the how to paint a superhero. If you're interested in signing up for that one, just call tomorrow at the library and ask to sign up for it. The phone number there is 501-9. Whoops, I was going to give you my phone number. 501-457-5038 is the Nixon Library phone number. So you can just call us and tell them that you would like to sign up for the project and to get supplies for it. All right. Oh, you're welcome, Paula. Thank you for watching again. You're always good about watching me. I'll see y'all next weekend, next month. Bye-bye.